Hello everyone, The Skilled Roy here, back with finally another Project L video. We are reaching the end of the first quarter of the year, and I am here to deliver all the news that I have thus far. If you remember, during the opening of this year, Riot gave us a news breakdown of what to expect in the first part of the 2021 season. Notably, many Riot projects were missing: Arcane, the Ruined King RPG, Convergence, Project F, and of course, Project L. No doubt you're all starving for more information, and as always, I've done my best digging over the past 3 months to get you what I can. If you remember my timeline and checkpoint videos, I've always said that one of the best times to reveal the game would be at EVO. However, with 2020's EVO having been cancelled due to the large number of internal issues, there was no telling if EVO 2021 would even be able to recover. This meant despite EVO being the best place to announce the Riot fighting game, we didn't even know if EVO was gonna happen this year. However, as of last week, we finally know the details about EVO and what's happening with it. Firstly, EVO has been bought by Sony, and now Sony will work with the canons in order to deliver EVO each year. While some people this means that only PlayStation fighting games will be at EVO now, many EVO officials and FGC personnel were quick to confirm that EVO will continue to allow all consoles. In fact, even some games that have PS4 ports, such as Tekken, are actually only available to be played in the tournament on PC due to it having a better connection on that platform. This means that despite Sony owning EVO, they are more than happy to allow PC-exclusive fighting games and fighting games of any platform. Now, why should you care about EVO in relation to Project L? Well, in case you weren't aware, two of the founders of EVO, Tom and Tony Cannon, are also two of the main leaders on Project L. Now that they work at Riot, it only seems logical that the Riot fighting game would also appear at their very own tournament, the largest fighting game tournament in the world, EVO. And hey, if you don't believe me, before the fighting game was even announced and shown off at the 10-year anniversary, Tom Cannon at EVO, prior to the 10-year anniversary, got on stage and said this.
I said that we were going to go in the hole for a while, right? I want to be able to let people in on maybe like the worst kept secret in the universe, which is I can confirm that we are working on a fighting game for Riot.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Now, Tom didn't just do this because it just sort of happened to come up or anything. In fact, in an interview with Mark Merrill, co-founder of Riot Games, Mark actually revealed the reason why Tom did it.
Or even if you're not into that, maybe you're going to like Project L. Maybe you're in the fighting game community. Which is also why, we had Tom Cannon even announce that he was doing that at EVO, right? Because they're the founders of EVO, right? And so he thought it was incredibly important to be able to tell or give the news first to the fighting game community because he owed it to them, right? And, Riot wants to be the type of company that is able to do that, right?
Given that this was such a consideration from both Tom and Riot, only proves they know that it's the best time to reveal information. No doubt when we hear more about Project L, it will almost certainly be at an EVO. This isn't even just a Riot thing either. EVO actually has an extremely long history of debuting new fighting games and new fighting game trailers at EVO. In fact, EVO announcements have been among some of the biggest and most hype announcements in fighting games. Tekken 7, BlazBlue Cross Tag, Guilty Gear Strive, not to mention plenty more games actually got on-floor betas for the first time there, including Soul Calibur 5 and Tekken Tag 2. Given all of this history and precedent, it seems nearly impossible that we'll go into 2021 EVO without some mention or announcement on this game. Perhaps we'll finally even be able to get a name. Now, this is all stuff you could have sort of figured out on your own from hearing about the EVO purchase. However, I have one more important piece of information for you, especially if you're living in the LA area. You see, just this past week, a verified Riot email sent out the following survey. This is something that they've done for a variety of their games in the past, including Legends of Runeterra and Valorant, prior to their releases. I can confirm a variety of different reputable sources have received this email, and the message reads out like this. Greetings, thank you for taking time to play Riot Games titles. We'll be running an in-person playtest session in the greater LA area and think you might be a good fit to participate. If you are interested, please fill out the survey below. This survey link is unique to you, so please do not share it with anyone else. As always, no screenshots or captures of the survey are allowed. Please note that filling out this form doesn't mean you're guaranteed a spot. If selected, you'll be contacted directly for scheduling. Please click the link below to start the survey. Now, normally this wouldn't indicate anything. However, I am happy to report that the survey attached was entirely about fighting games and what fighting games that the surveyee was playing. Then, after answering questions exclusively about fighting games, they were told to give their availability to Riot to come in for an in-person test. This is a smoking gun. Why on earth would they make people answer a ton of questions about various fighting games and then have them come in and play, say, like TFT or Valorant? Even more interestingly enough, this survey was only sent out to people in the greater LA area, which is in fact the location of the Project L studio. The survey would even ask questions like, hey, do you have a friend to bring in to playtest with you? Ensuring that they had a wide range of people to playtest the game. So, if you're watching this video and you live in the greater LA area, I implore you to check out your email, ask any of your friends who play Riot games who live in the area to check their emails. If they have a chance to test this game, it could be huge. But why in particular is this so exciting? If you remember my timeline video I made a while back, I explained that we were most likely in the production phase of the game, the step right before open beta. My logic was based on a variety of things, such as time spent on the game thus far, the indication of previous developers who move on to other projects, and of course the rough comparison in timelines. But now we have another piece of evidence to add to this. You see, those people who receive these emails aren't like fighting game pros or content creators, they're random people who happen to play any other Riot games. Let me remind you, when Valorant was first in testing, they first got FPS pros to test the game before moving on to the general public's perception. No doubt this proves that this game has already been seen by some fighting game community members and is now being tested for the general public. Now, these dates that Riot had to plan bring these people in are in April and May. Assuming the tests end in May, that leaves about 3 months before EVO this year, which would give them plenty of time to polish and address any of the smaller concerns that a random player might bring in. Now, just to be clear, I am not saying we'll be getting a beta by EVO or even after EVO, but I think that with the recent developments, it's a pretty good indicator that we'll at least see something, or at least some mention of it, at this EVO. So remember to ask around for any of your friends who live in the greater LA area and see if they got this email, and urge them to check if they have. Because after all, they might be able to invite you to go along and play as well. Now that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching. I have been The Skilled Roy. If you want to stay up to date with any of my research before I make these videos, please join the Discord. It will be in the description of this video. I also have a Twitter as a place to contact me if you have any leads or information you want to bring up. It is The Skilled Roy on Twitter as well. But that is it for me. If you like this sort of content and you want to support me continuing to dig up these information and delivering it here, I'd appreciate a like. And if you want to see these videos as soon as they come out, hit subscribe, ring the notification bell, all that stuff. I'm sorry, you know I have to do it. But anyways, thanks once more for watching. Peace out.